Over the weekend, Donald Trump again pushed the limits of presidential power. He deployed troops into cities whose governors explicitly said no, whose mayors explicitly said no, while the Department of Homeland Security sent an official recruitment tweet mixing religion and politics, also against the law. And so Donald Trump and his administration broke multiple laws. They got called out by courts. They got called out by governors. They violated the Constitution itself, but they don't care. Start in Portland. A Trump-appointed federal judge issued an emergency order saying you cannot federalize the Oregon National Guard. Can't do it. There's constitutional limits. You simply can't use military forces for civilian law enforcement. That order will hold until October 18th, but Trump didn't back off. Trump authorized 300 California National Guard troops instead to cross state lines into Oregon, which Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, said is a breathtaking abuse of power. He's right, it is. And in Chicago, Trump sent 300 Illinois Guard troops over the objections of Governor J.B. Pritzker. Officials say that the White House gave the state an ultimatum. You either mobilize these troops or we're going to override you and weaponize the National Guard for political purposes. Now, all of this violates the Posse Comitatus Act that bars federal military from enforcing domestic law. It's illegal. Courts have already ruled Trump's deployments, like the one in Los Angeles, broke that law, but they do not care. And while all of this was happening, the Department of Homeland Security's official X account put out a nasty excretion that said, quote, "Love God, save America," with a link to join.ice.gov, the recruiting page for ICE. That is a federal agency using religious language and a recruitment link for the official government channel. And that raises red flags under the Establishment Clause, under the Hatch Act, which bans political messaging from government accounts. And it is a weekend of lawlessness for the Trump administration. It is not law and order, which they promised. It was lawlessness dressed up as authority. And he tried to deploy soldiers into communities that didn't ask for them. He tried flipping states against their will. He used a federal account to fuse religion and state power. All of this is illegal. Courts are trying to push back. Governors are preparing lawsuits. But can anyone stop this? Does any institution have not the authority, they have the authority, but do they have the ability? Does it have the teeth to actually deal with what is going on? Authoritarian theater at its worst. And the question is, will anyone actually be able to enforce the law? Will there be any consequences for this insanity? I fear the answer is no. And in the midst of this, we're going to get to it later in the show. Trump again missing for days with no explanation. Caroline Leavitt panicking when confronted with the lawlessness of what's going on. Kristi Noem, by the way, the head of the Department of Homeland Security, left to poop on the sidewalk, denied entry to bathrooms, leaving her scrambling for a toilet. And then Bad Bunny has become a cultural flashpoint, triggering these MAGAs to high heaven. They don't even realize Puerto Ricans are Americans. So this was one of the wackiest weekends that I can remember in a very long time. We're going to have all of it for you. Make sure that you're getting my daily dispatches on Substack. You can find them at substack.davidpakman.com. Great to have you. I wish it were under better circumstances. We'll be right back.